Are you making light of me?
I would never do such a thing. Although with eyes like yours, do you know what light is?
Oh my god,
You
Gan.
are strange. There is much about your heritage that evidences in your behavior.
I am curious what this ebony-eyed creature of the slopes of Celestia sees in a humble hag spawn such as I. Pray,
Oh,
priestess,
he said he
continue.
wasn't a hag spawn.
Very well. I see that your feet find the patterns of dirt and sand beneath them uncomfortable, as if you are used to stepping in dreams, not earth.
Uh-oh.
You toss about words like a wind around you, in the hopes that their speed and flurry will deflect questions and prevent you from being seen for what you are.
Ooh, she's got
You
him.
are hurt, Genevieve of dreams, and that pain drives you to hurt others, for you have been taught that that is the wheel that turns the world.
You saw that from looking at him?
Ah, I think your faith has led you astray, and your eyes may not see as deeply as I may have thought. A shame, but no doubt my color.
It's a ridiculous helmet. Totally works.
Come this way.
You can wear the Greater Mask of Persuasion, because you could use the concentration and the charisma.
I say yes.
Charisma? Wee! Sorry, gamers reference. Gamers 2.
Step up to the fight.
Excuse you, my spell has failed? How
I
dare
want
you?
to erase this.
Greater Fire Burst. Again, actually, if you could... Flame Strike. Sorry, not sorry. If you could... Array that. Oh, good gracious, who did what just there? Look at that. Whatever you did, let's keep doing it.
When you consume the spirit wolf.
What is that? It felt like a backlash, a whip across my mind.
Stop this attack.
Crispin Freeman.
Whatever you're doing, you're feeding on his spirit, siphoning it.
The presence inside you.
It's the sort of thing where, like the more you feed, the more, the more you hunger. Kind of like a Wendigo, but with souls. That's
Yes?
the terrifying. Oh God, I love this game. Can I talk more to Gan
I was
now?
wondering what that absence was in you when we first met. Now I know what it is. It's hunger. It's so intense I can barely feel you behind it.
That's Crispin Freeman.
Primal, and it feels old. An old hunger indeed. You mean your curse? I know a little about it. Spirit legends only. Spirit eating is a curse that sometimes arises in Rashomon. A spirit eater walks the land, feeding on others to sustain its life.
I would love for this to be like part of a playable tabletop camp. I could go on and write one, but except that technically, depending on how you decide to end the game, would determine whether or not you would encounter a spirit eater. I would love to include this as part of a module, or like as a one-shot or something, but like I'd have to look up and see like what other, I'd have to figure out how to incorporate the spirits, as it were, because Rashomon, you know, it's got the shadow portals and the spirit and the Telthor spirits wandering the land, but you know, the other places in the Forgotten Realms that are less spirity, that don't have the spirits like in the material plane so openly. I don't know how I'd work that in. I'll figure it out.
Hunted down, killed. Sometimes they simply vanish, never to be heard from again.
Tell me about
The
the Red
Wizards are some of the most... Nearly
Yeah,
every
they are
ruler
the
and
most
authority
ruthless.
figure in Thay swears allegiance to the Red Wizards. We are usually judged as tyrants first, and mages second. I am an instructor at the Academy of Shapers and Binders. I teach transmutive and transformative magic.
Michael
my
Chu
specialty.
liked my tweet.
Most people assume that we're all disciples of one secretive school, but there are hundreds of academies.
What sort of magic do red wizards study? Well, here's a hint. If they're studying spirit eaters.
We commit the whole of our lives to a single aspect of arcane magic. Those who wish to learn a little bit
All
of everything
wizards
lack
do
the
that.
focus and discipline we demand. I find transformative magic fascinating.
That's why you...
Kaji is one of my
Never mind.
earliest, and the students of my academy mostly focus on the rather morbid arts
of binding and
altering
altering souls. What isn't stacking? What are you wearing? You're literally not wearing anything. You're a giant bear. Yeah, so like most of the lore that I just randomly, well, I say that Isolt randomly spouts. These games. Oh. Oh, you remember Moorgate? The land that the city I created that for that one where we met Clever, and then we had fought the demon in the basement. Moorgate is based off Mulsantir. So for those who are like, what the heck are you talking about? So for one of the campaigns that I did with my D&D group, we're Opportunity D&D, Dungeon Dive Dan is our regular DM. You should check out his podcast because we're on it and we're pretty cool, if I say so myself. And so for one of the sessions I guest DM'd, I created the city called Moorgate, which I had placed as being, kind of at a place in the Forgotten Realm and Farron where the veil was thin. And so spirits kind of wandered in and out. So that was based off of Mulsantir here in Rashomon, because Rashomon here in the Forgotten Realms is where the spirit shamans, well, for the purposes of Neverwinter Mask of the Trade anyway, many of the spirit shamans are. The Telthor spirits are kind of just wandering around, and then after dark and in certain places you have the Shadow Stone that takes you to Shadow Mulsantir, because it's like right on the shadow plane, and the door between them is thin, as it were. And actually, so you've got Oku, the giant spirit bear god, literally with you, and then you have like the Imiskari ruins and all these other spirits wandering around, because I guess there's a little overlap between the shadow plane and the prime material plane. So Moorgate, the city I created, was based off of Mulsantir, because what are original modules, if not just a modge podge of all of our favorite stories and lands and fantasy things that we tend to draw from heavily to influence our own worlds. Into the breach we go. Autosave. Phenomenal. Do. Yes, I know that was a terrible joke and I'm not sorry. It's actually kind of tradition in Black Squadron. If someone says phenomenal, so we have to go do. I used a key. Yes, I did. Where I should go to bed and not stream anymore. Before I do that, though, I'm gonna go to the main menu, and for the specific purpose of... Yeah, Shantia was the wheat sheaf, the goddess of the harvest, and Soen is like, oh yeah, they're wearing red ribbons around their wrist, probably a symbol of, and I'm like, oh, Ilmater. And they're like, damn, do you how basically Dan would mention a symbol and I'd be like, yeah, that's the god it's for. This is why I'm just gonna do standard. And let's go cleric. This is why. Choose a deity for your character to worship, and it's important for the game. So if you scroll through, and these are all the human options. Then if you go back and you do like elf. Actually, I'm pretty sure if you do drow, you get the dark seldarine. Oh no. Oh, that's right, Ceomorphy. You know what? Let's do evil and see if it... Yeah, it gives you different options based on your alignment. So if I want chaotic evil... it's different. Lady of the Dead, the Revenant... Where's Velsharoon? There's Talos. So it's like you have to share at least one axis of the alignment, I believe. Shar, Ceomorph, Leviatar. Nope. Where's Neutralive? Where's Velsharoon? That's right, Velsharoon. There's Umberly with the opposing waves. Velsharoon was it? There's Lolth. That's right. Ganadar, Karen, Sully, and Lolth. Yeah, that's right. This is the Dark Seldarine. And then, though, if you're lawful good... oh, let's... No, I think it's chaotic good. Illustrae, yep. The Dark Maiden is the one goddess in the Dark Seldarine that's... And then, so, let's see. What's Ilmater? Good? No. Yes, there's Ilmater. Endurance, suffering, yeah, the crying god, the broken god. And there's Kelemvor, Jurgle. Oh, Velsharoon. Yeah, so that's where my scary knowledge comes from, is going through the screen and wondering which god I should pick.